Baghdad says US oil firm ExxonMobil is bidding to take over one of Russia's most valuable foreign energy assets, the giant West Kurna-2 oil field. Iraqi officials say the company has approached the oil ministry about buying Lukoil's majority stake as the sanctioned Russian firm scrambles to unload its international portfolio. West Kurna pumps nearly 500,000 barrels a day. That's roughly 9% of Iraq's total oil output. And any transfer would mark a major expansion of Exxon's return to the country after it left a neighbouring project last year. Iraq has invited several US oil companies to bid, but senior officials say Exxon is the preferred candidate to replace Lukoil. To talk more about that, we're joined by Simon Henderson. He's the director of the Gulf and Energy Policy Programme at the Washington Institute. Welcome to the programme, Simon. Good to see you as always.
Hello.
So if confirmed, because this deal hasn't yet been inked, how big of a deal would this be both for Iraq and for the global oil market?
Well, it's a big deal. Iraq has huge oil reserves, arguably on parallel to Saudi Arabia. It's just been slow about developing them. West Kurna is one of the major oil fields, and so they would be looking to Exxon to help expand it. There are a couple of major questions here, though. One is, how much would Exxon be paid for helping expand it? The Iraqis tend to play tough when it comes to paying foreign oil companies to help explore for new reserves. And the other is the day's news, which is that Russia or Putin's Russia, it could be making some sort of deal with President Trump here in Washington about the way forward. And this would totally throw up in the air the notion of sanctions against Russia, which have hit the Russian oil sector particularly hard. So this may be today's news, but frankly, tomorrow it might be old news.
I mean, pardon the pun, but could Exxon be walking into a potential minefield rather than an oil field? Because this site has been hit by significant challenges, hasn't it?
Yes, your metaphor is a little tough. Companies the size of Exxon deal in very big numbers, but they are very cautious about signing along the dotted line. So it might appear to be an attractive deal today, but they will be making sure that they've anticipated everything and anything that can go wrong.
Could this influence global oil prices? And if so, how quickly might we see an impact?
It won't have any particular impact on the oil prices as yet. It would have if the deal goes on and oil production in West Kurna is expanded, because of the basic rule that the more oil out there for a given demand, the lower the price. But we're talking years ahead on that, and there are many other factors around which also affect the oil price.
And this is kind of, if the US was to move back into Iraq, this is kind of the opposite of what is happening politically. We know the Iraqi government is keen to get US troops to pack up and leave the country. Iran still has a pretty significant grip over Iraq as well. This would kind of be taking things in the opposite direction, perhaps.
I think it's a slight adjustment in direction. The Iraqi government knows that it needs to have good working relationships with the US and with US companies. And so this is compatible with that. Indeed, there was news the other day that Iraq is actually exporting some oil to the United States, which on the face of it is a bit of a nonsense because the United States is a net oil exporter. and so doesn't need any extra oil, especially oil which comes all the long way from Iraq, which has associated high transport costs. But it's a question of dealing with the relationship between the two countries and making that relationship workable.